everyone, it's Nick here with Hog Season Fishing. Hope everyone's having an awesome day, and it's always a great day to be fishing. I've been getting some requests in my DMs on Instagram as well as Facebook about the type of rigs that I use when I go fishing, and also how to rig the rigs I use when I go fishing. So the next several videos are going to be, pretty much talking about the stuff that I like to use, and what, in my opinion, works really well for the conditions, that I usually fish. So keep that in mind. There are a lot of different ways to rig things. There are a lot of different ways to fish. And the thing to keep in mind is to use what's most comfortable for you. We as fishermen, all we can do is make recommendations. So like I said, keep that in mind. This is stuff that works really well for me when I fish. The first rig we're going to talk about is the drop shot. That is my favorite rig. It is my go-to rig. I love the drop shot. It is a bass slayer. I mean, it works in almost every condition. It works whether you're fishing creeks, whether you're fishing lakes, whether you're fishing, deep water, shallow water. Drop shot is super versatile, and I'm sure a lot of fishermen you talk to will agree. So as far as equipment, lots of equipment you can choose from, especially, you go to your sporting goods store and, where do you start, right? What works best for me is a 7-foot medium heavy. That's what I like to use for drop shot. I sometimes go a little shorter of a rod, depending on, where I'm fishing. But 7-foot medium heavy, great for drop shot. And as far as, the type of line, I like to use 40-pound Test Power Pro. That's what I like. I do not use a leader when I rig my drop shot. I go straight on the line. Like I said, some fishermen prefer to use a leader, which you can. You have a fluorocarbon leader or a mono leader on the end of this braid. That works great. Maybe that works best for you. But for me, the 40-pound braid straight on is what I like to do. Also, when you use 40-pound braid and tie straight on, you get a lot of durability. Unless you're fishing in an area where fish are extremely line shy or something like that, it's not going to make too much of a difference. You get a lot of durability. You get hung up in some weeds or some rocks, you can kind of, yank it out of there and don't have to worry about it snapping so easily. So that's another benefit to tying straight on the braid. As far as the type of knots for the hook, I like to use a Palomar knot, and I'll show you how I tie that. And for the bottom, I use a standard cinch knot, and I'll show you how I tie that. Now, with a drop shot, how it works is you have your hook, and then you have your weight. So the hook is above the weight. You don't want to tie your weight first and then have your hook down here at the bottom. That's a different style of rig, which we'll get to later on. So you want to have your hook first, then your weight, okay? So the type of hook that I like to use is an Eagle Claw plain shank, size number 4. It works best for me. You get a little bit longer of an extension off the line than your standard, drop shot hook. Like I said, there are so many types of hooks that you can choose from, and I suggest you grab the one that's most comfortable for you. I like this. It's like I said, Eagle Claw, size number 4, plain shank. And I tie that on with a Palomar knot. So how I do that, hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I know it's kind of weird. So you have your hook here. So turn the hook upside down. So you're going to be upside down, okay? Right in the eye there. And then for the Palomar knot, you're going to come out and do the same thing. Come back through the eye. Oh, geez. There we go. Okay. So it's going to look something like this at first. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to tie this in a standard knot. Okay. But don't cinch it all the way. And I'll show you the next step. So, depending on if you're right or left-handed. Like this. And of course, when you're making a video, the line doesn't want to cooperate too well. There we go. So it looks something like that. All right, you're gonna take this loop end here. You're gonna put the hook through that. Okay. Now with these two, your main ends, just go ahead and cinch those. Some people like to lick the knot. Some people like to put a little lubrication on there while you're tightening it. Total personal preference. Then when you tie it upside down, it comes on the line there, frontwards here, with the Palomar knot, as you can see. Okay. All right. Now as far as space, I'll give it about 8-9 inches. I use 8-9 inches pretty much all depths of water. I mean, I usually don't fish water that's lower than, say, maybe 2 feet. If you do, you're going to shorten it up a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, it's good for 2 foot to probably 20 to 30 feet deep, you know, depending on how you fish it. So I give myself about 8-9 inches like this, right? And the type of weight that I use, I like to use a 3/8 ounce teardrop sinker. You can get these at almost any sporting goods store. These work really well for me. You can go lighter, you can go heavier. I like to use 3/8 ounce because I feel like it's the perfect weight for the rod that I use. Also, I like to be able to feel the weight on the bottom. I like to feel when it hits the bottom. I like to be able to feel it dragging, whether I'm jiggling or, you know, moving it up and down. I like to be able to feel it. So that's super important for me. 3/8 ounce teardrop sinker, and you just tie that straight to the bottom, okay? So what I do is I give myself about 8-9 inches. I go about here, do about that. Now for this, if you can zoom in here. Now for this, you just do a standard cinch knot. So you're gonna put your tag in through. Gonna look something like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna make sure we have the, lost my place here. There we go. Okay. So for the cinch knot, oh, let me put this hook up here. There we go. So for the cinch knot, it's super easy. It's gonna be on the line like this. So you should be able to move your weight now. For this, it's really easy. I like to hold my spot there. I do 3 wraps. 1, 2, 3. Now what you're gonna do, well, that's gonna tighten up. You're gonna put the tag in through the spot that's closest to your eyelet here. So you go right through there. Whoop. And you're gonna bring that back through the main loop. And you just cinch it. Nice and tight. Go ahead and, whoa. Then you go ahead and cut off your tag end. And there is your drop shot. Okay? Bass Slayer. Now, the type of lures you can use range from finesse worms to craws to chunks. I mean, it is so versatile. You can put anything on there. Personally, what I like to use is a 5-inch finesse worm. And I like to use, you know, a hog season 5-inch finesse worm. And it'll work with any kind of finesse worm too. Nice action, right? And what you do here, you go ahead and you open face hook it. I mean, it is too easy. You just take your worm, take the hook, put it through, bang. Super easy. Now, there's your drop shot. That is the ultimate Bass Slayer, the most versatile rig, my go-to rig. That's what it looks like, you know, when it's on the bottom. So you have your weight here, you can jiggle, you can drag. this is one of the best bass, fishing rigs that, in my opinion, that you can use. I mean, it's great for beginners. It's great for fishermen that are more advanced. It's just all around a great rig. So hopefully this was a help for you guys. We're going to be uploading a few more videos, so make sure you check us out. That's Hog Season on YouTube. That's also going to be at Hog Season on Instagram. That's HAWG for Hog. So check us out. Shoot me a DM. Drop a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. We're here if you need us. Happy fishing, guys.